in today's video I'm doing my June TBR. This is actually the third time I've filmed this video. The other times you really could not see my face and the lighting was just absolutely horrible. So here I am, gracing you with all my beautiful features. Anyways, let's get into it. The first book I plan on reading this June is Rules for Stealing Stars by Corian Hidu. This is a children's book about this young girl named Silly, whose family is just really dysfunctional, and she's kind of the black sheep of their family. She doesn't really have any close emotional bonds with people in her family. And then this one summer, her family is basically just off in nowhere. Her mom and dad are just not there in the house anymore, and then her three older sisters are actually, they're kind of just hanging out by themselves and not really including her. But finally her sisters include her and the story takes off from there. It's supposed to be a very emotional, moving story, and it's just about fitting in and growing up, and I think there's magic involved, and it sounds really good. I'm really excited for this one. The next book I plan on reading this June is Dedication by Emma McLaughlin and Nicola Cross. This is a young adult book about this young high school girl whose ex-boyfriend is actually a super famous singer. He's like the One Direction, Justin Bieber kind of thing. But all of his songs that he has written and that he's famous for are actually about her and their relationship. And so she's just kind of constantly in the shadow of him, and she's haunted by this relationship and she can't really seem to get away from it. And finally he comes back into town for some small hometown kind of concert thing, and they meet up again, and it's about them kind of rekindling their love and patching things up from their relationship. It sounds interesting. Oh, that's so cool. Oh my, okay, this got even cooler. The cover is obviously a CD case, and it has the texture of this CD, the ridges. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, I just got so much more excited for this. The next book I plan on reading this June is Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. I actually really didn't know what this book was about, and I still kind of don't. I've seen and heard a lot of people raving about it on BookTube and Twitter, and so I decided just to pick it up and see what it was about. The cover's really cool, and I like the author's name. But what I can tell you about this book, what I briefly know from the summary, and I kind of gathered from the summary, is that this girl, Mia, is actually the daughter of an executed traitor, and so she's living her life, and then suddenly this group of assassins or something comes and forces her to join them, and then it's about her and her going through this assassin training and meeting people, and I don't really know, but it sounds kind of cool. It's all assassiny and bloody, so that has to be. The next book is Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. I have had this book on my shelf since May, and I'm really looking forward to reading it. I can't get myself to read it, but I really want to pick this book up this month. If I don't, I'm pretty positive this will be the next book I read. I recently started watching the TV show, and it is so beautiful. I love it so much. Jamie Fraser is the love of my life. I want him. He's so sweet. He's so good. If that's what TV show Jamie can do to me, I can't imagine what book Jamie would do to me. Anyways, if you don't know what Outlander is about, it's about this World War II nurse who goes on a second honeymoon with her husband to Scotland. And while they're there, she actually gets transported back in time to 1743 Scotland. And it's this epic historical fiction story about Claire finding, learning everything about this 1700 Scotland and trying to fit in, but also fixing their views and just trying to wrap her head around the fact that she is now in 1700 Scotland and she's supposed to be in 1945. And it is, the TV show is so good, and I'm so excited for this book. I really am. And I've heard just wonderful things about the book. Obviously the TV show is good, but this will be read. I had other books on this list, but I can't remember what they are, so I'm not going to do them. And anyways, that's a lot of reading. That's a lot of pages. But I am adding this last book, The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee. I actually am adding this to the list because I started reading it last night. I just wanted to read it all of a sudden, and so I picked it up and I finally started reading it. So this is going on June's TBR list. If you don't know what this book is about this king who every night he kills a girl. He kills his wife, the girl that he married or whatever. And it happens every night. And our main character, Shahrazad, decides to take it into her own hands, and she plans to assassinate the king. He recently killed one of her best friends to this thing that he's got going on, this murdering pact, this whatever that he's got going on. And so she decides to take it into her own hands and marry him. And it's such a good story so far. I'm only on page like 80, but it is definitely a must read. If you have not read this, I'd highly suggest picking this up. I've been really iffy about this book for a while. I kind of thought it was going to be kind of boring because of the cover, which is stupid because now I really like the cover. But this is it. I hope I get some of them read. I'll at least get one of them. That's probably it, knowing me. I'll read like 10 books on my Kindle, and then it'll be July, and I'll be like, well, shit. Shit. Lord in heaven, help me. Alright, that is it for this June TBR. Comment down below what you guys are planning on reading this June. I'd love to hear it, and I always love book ideas. So, yeah, comment, like, subscribe. Thanks, guys.